you need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
We're just about ready for the first bounce. My name's Kane Browning. Joining me is Jack Barry. Welcome back, Jack.
Thanks, Kane. Looking forward to this big clash here. Beautiful conditions. We've had a lot of rain around recently, but today's come up picture perfect.
Well, it looks like Aspley's won the toss of the coin. They're going to be kicking to the left of screen. Wilston Grange to the right. We'll introduce the umpires in a few moments as the game gets kicked off. And we're just about ready to go here. Good crowd here at Graham Road. First bounce. Here we go. Walbers is up. Won the tap out. Pushed back. First clearance. Oh, great smother there by the Gorillas. Drifting towards centre forward. No one can take clear possession. Handballs it off. Kicks it inside 50. One-on-one contest. Brings it to the front. Look at the pressure come from the Gorillas. That could be on the footy. Yes, it is. Great tackling pressure by Wilston Grange.
Yeah, good call there, Kane. The pressure came straight away. Good defensive work there by Brown for Aspley. Got his fist into there, but the ball spilled free, and then they swooped on it.
Well, it looks like that's Jack Rains. He's going to have the first shot of the game. Probably 35, yeah, probably about 35 out. Walbers staying the mark. Playing his 100th game this afternoon for the Hornets. Rains, left foot. Goes left to right. That's a brilliant start. First goal on the board to the Gorillas.
That's a great goal to Jack Rains. Of course, he's been promoted to the leadership group this year, and certainly makes, as a leader does, he nails his opportunity when the moment presented itself. So a beautiful goal to Rains. Of course, Kane, as we said before we actually started the game, there's been plenty of changes this week, some big outs. Batchelor, Dawson, Lay, Carter and McDonald are some key outs for Aspley, and of course there's been up to 7-8 changes for Wilston Grange with the Lions game on, the VFL, and also the Academy games.
Well, if you listen to those names for the Hornets, you'd arguably say that's probably 4 or 5 of their best 10 players out of the side this afternoon. Interesting bounce there. That's going to be recalled. You got Pearce in the ruck versus Walbers. Here we go again. Walbers goes up, wins the tap out, taps to the front. Good tackling pressure there by the Hornets.
He's hard and tough in close. Is Rosenbrook. Number 6, he loves it.
Well, that was Templeton laying the tackle on that occasion. Harker trying to get the ball out. That ball's not going anywhere.
Of course, great to see Ryan Banks-Smith back here.
Oh, yes. He's looks like he's going to have a lot more opportunities to play at this level this year. Coming from the Southpaw and the VFL. Handballs it off. Here's a chance for the Gorillas once more. Kick inside 50. That's over the head. And the mark there taken by Tarlington for the Hornets. Tarlington, not quite sure where to go, so he's going to go long. Playing in front there, that's actually out on the full. So straight away, that back line for the Hornets is going to be instantly under pressure. One straight kick 6 in favour of the Gorillas for that first goal of the game. Oh, look at that for a kick. Gets intercepted. Here's a chance for the Hornets to rebound if they move the ball quickly. Kicks it out wide. That's okay. Not quite sure where he's going to go, so he decides to come in short. That's okay. That's Lane Brown. He's also he's vice captain this year for the Hornets. Shocking kick. Ends up in the hands of Baker, captain for the Gorillas. Looking to chip in short. Dangerous kick. Players come together. Good defensive effort there by the Hornets. Banks-Smith handballs it off. That's a better kick. Here's a chance for the Hornets to go into attack. Again, slow and steady. Decides to just chip the ball up. 1-on-1. Who's there for the Hornets? Ball comes to ground. Instantly gets tackled there.
Great work by Pearce, the big ruckman, just pushing it in defence there. Just got his fist to the footy, makes it a competence, makes it a stoppage.
Play continues now. No one really rucking for Wilston Grange on that occasion.
No.
So we're just inside 50. Just inside 50 for Grange. Grange chips the ball out wide. That's Jack Raines again, the first goal kicker of the day. Finds himself at half back. Decides to chip it up the line. Good mark taken in the end. That's Chase Martin. Looking to go in board, decides to go down the line, and that's just about landed on our heads here in the commentary box.
Just leant back on the kick. Unfortunately, kicked his head over the footy and it just screwed off the side of the boot. And we're going to see James Wedd, one of their recruits, picking the ball back into action.
Play continues now. That's a great kick in board. Crowley. They got numbers out wide. Not the best of kicks. That was Henderson out there diving for it. Chips the ball in short. Good defensive effort there by the Gorillas. Ball rolling towards boundary line. Pushed out of play.
Already seeing early, Kane, that Aspley prepared to change the angles, aren't they? Prepared to switch the play. Kick on the 45. Trying to spread the defence of the Gorillas.
Changing the angles. Here's a chance for Aspley to go back into attack. The Gorillas have it now. They've got a free player out here. That's okay. That's Rees. Rees handballs over the top to Osborne. Osborne back in board. Little 1-2 handball. Got smothered off the boot. Look at the pressure come from the Hornets. Little chip out wide to space. 1-on-2 here. Gets pushed over the boundary line. Boundary throw in.
Impressive start already by the Gorillas, Wilston Grange. They've got a lot of youngsters in the side, obviously back in through a rebuild. They've lost a few players back after a 3-year stay at the stint of the club. And Coach Brent Maloney doing a magnificent job. We know what he does really well. He develops players. So pretty impressive start, early days.
Walbers again, played it to the front. Good tackle there by the Gorillas. Play on, says the umpire. Pressure comes from the Hornets. Got shoved over the line again. Play continues. Ball gets thrown back in. Walbers tapped it again to the front. He's won the first 2 or 3 hit-outs. That ball gets pushed over the boundary line. Boundary throw-in. Ball about to get thrown back in here. Walbers again with the win in the ruck contest. Handball over the top to Craven. Craven chips towards half board. Banks Smith chips the ball in, unfortunately. Gets cut off on the last line. Cross half back for the Gorillas. Banks Smith, again, second effort, great by him.
Yeah, good work O'Day in defence. He just couldn't quite hit his target there, and Banks Smith was able to close in and just put a big fist in, and they'll ball up the ball deep inside forward 50.
Ball's getting thrown back in now. Walbers and Pearce again. That ball drops short. Banks Smith tried to extricate it. Walbers drifting around the contest. Handball over the top. Play on. Ends up in the hand of a Hornet. Kick to full forward. 1-on-1. Ball drifts over the back. Another boundary throw in. Right forward pocket.
Some changes being made. Coming onto the ground for Aspley is Josh Chapman. Of course, Josh Chapman making his debut today for the Hornets.
Walbers takes it out of the ruck. Couldn't get a clean kick on it. Pearce goes bang. Ball snapped towards goal. 1 point for the Hornets. 1-1-7 to the solitary behind. We've played just on 9 minutes in the opening quarter.
Coming off is Lachlan Paddock. Looks like he's carrying a bit of an injury for the Gorillas. They'll have a look at him.
Ball ended up in the hands of Smith from that kick in. Kick up the line right in front of us here. Players dive on it. Another stoppage just in front of the boundary line.
Marcus Zimpf coming into the ruck, the big youngster.
Competed well there. Yes, it is. Have the crowd screaming for in the back. Play on. Kick to centre forward. Who's there for the Hornets? Ball comes to the front. Bank Smith looking to rove. Great tackle there by the Gorillas. Play on, says the umpire. Handball outside. Kick towards goal. That's the first goal for the Hornets.
Well, we spoke about changing angles, and that was great. I mean, right across the face of goal, deep side, outside their forward 50. And then there's a nice goal there kicked, I think, by Ethan Myers.
Ethan Myers.
I think it was a number 11, so...
Number 11, yep. We've got him. Banksmith was brilliant there, wasn't he? Got front and centre. Great tackle by the Gorillas defence, but it was play on according to the umpire. Ball drifted out a little bit wider. Had a shot on goal and finished off the good work by the Hornets.
So good to have the TPI, our lawyers, our QAFL sponsors this year for our premiership season, having them on board, Kane, for the year.
Well, all tied up here in the first quarter. 1-1-7 apiece. Wolbers and Zips back in the ruck. Zips. The ball's going to get recalled. Baker playing on this broadcast side wing. Very useful player for the Gorillas. And he's been a great leader for a number of years now. Play continues. That ball's not going anywhere, so another stoppage.
Interesting to watch Will Wild was more experienced in the ruck there, got his hands on the ball early, just uses his body, gets that front position, and look out, as we just saw, second efforts.
Perfect example. Good work by Wolbers. Ends up in the hands of the Gorillas, though. Gets intercepted once more, launched towards the top of the goal square. Look at the players come together in that contest. Ball drifting, kick off the ground. That's another goal to the Hornets. Geez, who was that? Who was that down there in the goal square for the Hornets, Jack?
Couldn't quite pick it up. It was good work. Was it a soccer off the ground?
Yep, that was almost a mid-air soccer goal there.
We'll follow up and find out who that goal was, but it was a great goal as he kicked his opening goal for the quarter. A bit happening as Bank Smith comes off the ground. They'll let him know that welcome back to QAFL footy again.
Templeton and James Webb is actually in that number 14 jumper for the Hornets. Playing off this broadcast side wing, line up next to Baker.
The goal kicker is Connor Stackelberg kicked that goal.
Oh, Connor. Surprise, surprise.
Our reigning Ray Houston medalist, so great goal.
Play continues here. Aspley going back into attack. Good bump off the footy by Brown. Brown to Templeton. Couldn't quite win possession of the footy there. Gorillas have been good. Basically up to that point. Their defences hold on pretty well. But unfortunately, it's a free kick behind the man.
It'd be Jordan Hayden. He'd be kicking from about 50-odd metres, just about 45 metres out, Kane.
Jordan Hayden. Well, he can definitely launch a footy, Hayden. Generally a very good kick for goal. Let's see how he goes here. Gorillas got the first one. All of a sudden, Aspley's gone bang, bang. Here's a chance for 3 in a row. Hayden. Right foot. That's not going to get the distance. Right forward pocket. Players come together. Snap over the shoulder. Play on. Ball gets punched over the line. Minus score.
Yeah, great reach by the defensive units from Wilston Grange. Just got their fist to the ball then. We're able to put it through for a reset.
As the Gorillas look to come out of defence. That's okay in that right forward pocket area for the back pocket for the Gorillas, sorry. Goes down the line. Whole bunch of players come together in that contest. Ball gets hacked back into the forward 50 for the Hornets. Players come together. Good effort by both sides on that occasion. Gorillas look to come out of trouble. Back through the corridor. Handball back in board, really to no one on that occasion. Hornets looking to intercept, going back into attack. 1-on-1, gave a little shove there on that occasion, but it was a 2-on-1 in the end.
Yeah, Hunter Osborne, like the look of him, number 8 for Wilston Grange, doing a good job in defence.
Looks like he's playing in the back pocket, Osborne. The ball chip forward, that's okay. Just managed to get the 15 on that occasion. Gorillas looking to slow the play down here. Kicks to that outer side wing. Players come together. Oh, guess who it is? It's Wolbers. Kick behind the play. Chips the ball out wide. They've got plenty of numbers here. This is Brown. Brown chips the ball in. Dropped a mark. Probably should have taken. Kicks over the top. Oh, look at the player on the outside here. 60 out. Kicks to the pocket. Diving attempt at a mark. That's out on the full.
Again, a great mark by Tarlington. They spread the ball across. They go back down. They couldn't quite pinpoint the kick inside forward 50.
That was James Webb again on that occasion, unfortunately. Not quite there with the kick inside attacking 50. Missed opportunity there for the home side. Right on the last line of defence, here come the Gorillas out of trouble. That looked like Zakaris out there. Looking to go back in board, looking to switch. They got an extra number out here, out wide. This is O'Day. They're covering the ground pretty well, the defence of Aspley, just channeling down the line. That has to be a free kick to the Hornets, surely. That was Pierce, gave an easy little hip and shoulder on the back. Free kick went to Roberts. Roberts launches the ball to half forward. Again, players come together. Great defensive effort there. And that was Osborne again. Great clearing punch over the boundary line.
A little bit like Sicily, isn't he? That sort of that defender that can just peel off and get a fist in there.
He plays taller than he looks, actually. Osborne.
Maybe we called it too early, but it was a good start.
Great defensive effort there. Webb tried to punch the ball into attacking 50. Here's a chance for the Gorillas to clear. No long numbers forward of the footy here. Pierce, little chip kick. Here's a chance for the Gorillas. 1-on-1. Here's a foot race. Who's going to win this battle? This is Matea. Matea, great tackle there by the Hornets. On the ball, says the umpire.
They've spread quickly, the Hornets. They're looking to get the ball back out.
Ends up in the hands of Brown. Cross half back. Brown kicks the ball well wide to Wolbers. Wolbers, little chip kick in short. That's okay. That's Henderson again. Henderson to Arnold. Arnold, now they've got the switch working okay. That outer side. Look at Bank Smith. He ran 60 metres to get that mark. Chips the ball back inside.
Got Bentley.
Bentley. Look at the run and carry. Here we go. Kick to half forward. Not the best of kicks. Who's there for the Hornets? A little handball towards the boundary line, really to no one. And he said deliberate.
Good decision by the umpire. I think he was trying to find someone, but it can be seen that way. And they'll spread early.
Free kick was taken by Rosenbrock. Now they're on that outer side again, the Gorillas. Kicks down the line, 2-on-1. Ball drifts just past the contest there. They've got an extra number here, the Gorillas. Trying to come back in board. Really, kicked to absolutely no one. Not the best of bounces. Ducks under that attempt at a tackle. Ends up in the hands of Stackelberg. Cody on that occasion. Here's Bank Smith again, racking it up in the first quarter. Kick to full forward. Stackelberg! Well done.
Well, he's a hard bloke to stop when the ball's out in front. And again, we've seen the zigzag, spinning the ball. They're just looking for different angles. And he had space to lead into there. Just put it out in front. And as good as Osborne's been, he's got like a vice grip, hasn't he?
Well, he won a Grogan medal 2 years ago, Bank Smith. And that shows exactly why. Great kick inside 50. Stackelberg looking to kick his second. just drifts off to the right. Minor score. We've played just on 19 minutes in this first quarter. 2-3-15 to the home side. One straight kick, 6 to the Gorillas. Looking for Pearce out wide on the boundary line here. Takes an easy mark in the end. Not a lot to go in board to, so he's going to have to launch this down the line. Right in front of us here. Oh, great attempt at a mark there. Play on, says the umpire. Not quite sure who that is. We're going to work that out.
We'll have to have a look at that because he's not in the footy record. They must have changed.
Of course it's not on the footy record. He absolutely launched himself there. Pearce and Walbers come together, holding the man free kick. It's going to go to Pearce on that occasion. That could have been a real 50-50 there. This is Rosenbrook now. Can they sneak a quick goal towards the back end of this quarter? It's been pretty even so far. Ball gets shoved over the boundary line. I'll have to track that one down a quarter time, I think.
Yeah, we haven't got a listing of number 51, but we'll check that down at quarter time, Kane.
That was a brilliant attempt. Could have been a nomination for Mark of the Year. There were plenty of those taken last year, weren't there, Jack?
Oh, yeah.
By a number of players. This is a real interesting contest. Pearce versus Walbers in the ruck. Both can cover the ground. Walbers playing in front. Pearce got a little touch to it. Gets held up again. Walbers with the height advantage. Pearce is pretty good around the ground though. Here's a chance now. Kick to centre forward. Really to open space. Crowley's there in defence. Oh, look at that by Crowley. Great effort there by the defender. Chips the ball forward. Juggling attempt at the mark. Play on, says the umpire. They've got the extra number here, the Gorillas. So going to come out of defence. That's a shocking kick. Gets intercepted. Here's a chance for the home side to go back into attack. That's Cohen Harker. Had a brilliant year last year for the Hornets. Now, where are they going here? Decides to go long to the goal square. Stackelberger's there. Couldn't get a hand on the footy. Play on, says the umpire. They've got an extra number here. Decides to just launch the ball. This is Webb for the Hornets. Seeing a kick behind the play. Going to go short. Finds a man.
What a pick up, James Webb, of course, making his debut today from Tasmania. Played in a state team against Queensland before, so great to have him here in Queensland.
I recognise the name from that state game last year. He had a really good day out, actually, against Queensland. Down there at Bond Uni. Tassie got the chocolates on that day. So this is Howson. Is that coming back enough? No, it's not. Gets pushed to the left. 2-4-16 to one straight 6.
So whilst they've had plenty of the ball, they actually haven't really been able to... they've probably missed some goals they would have liked to have kicked, so it's still right in it.
Baker, play on, said the umpire, smothered it off the boot. Didn't see that opponent coming. Here's a chance now, kick to the pocket. That's going to get pushed out way too wide. Out on the full. Well, short of the first couple of minutes, really, Aspley's really controlled this first quarter, Jack, as the siren goes. Quarter time here at Graham Road. 2-4-16 to one straight goal 6 in favour of the home side. 10 points the margin.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a confusion. That obviously went pretty quickly. I thought that quarter time...
23 minutes, it says on the clock.
Anyway, that's quarter time, Kane.
That's quarter time, so the umpires have waved that clear. So just quickly, I'm just going to quickly, if we can... I was looking for it before. Just quickly go through the umpires.
Yeah, well, our field umpires, Jemison, Galbraith, Kai Pendlebury and Max David. Our boundary umpires are Grace Wilkin and Tom Morris. And our goal umpires, Kane, Lachlan Borthwick and Kane Millen. Of course, thank you to Bradnam's Windows and Doors, who are great sponsors of our umpires.
Thank you very much for that one, Jack. Well, it's quarter time here. 10 points of margin in favour of the Hornets. We're going to come back after the short break for second quarter QAFL action. See you soon.
when it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims? Choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, for round 2 QAFL action here, coming to you live from Graham Road. My name's Kane Brown, still joined in the box by the great man Jack Barry. Interesting first quarter, Jack.
It was, and look, at the end of the day, 2 goals, 4-16 for the Hornets. Again, we spoke about it in the first term, that ability to be able to change angles, have a look at different ways. It really does spread the defence of Wilston Grange, but I thought they really scrambled really well, and they didn't get too far away. So I'm sure Coach Maloney will have plenty of things to get out of that first quarter with his young side.
Well, Jack Range kicked the first goal of the game, and realistically, after that point, Aspley really took a stranglehold on that quarter. Even though they did kick 2-4, that's 6 scoring shots to 1 in that first quarter. As play continues, ball comes out towards half forward. Good mark there taken by Cody Stackelberg on that occasion. Play continues, chip towards half forward. This is Webb, had a very good first quarter for the home side. Gets told to play on now. Not the best of kicks. Ends up in the hands of Zakaris for the Gorillas. Zakaris chips the ball out. They got intercepted as well by the home side. This is Roberts.
Making his debut today, Roberts.
Launches the left foot. Just to the left, into the pocket. First onto it's a Hornet. Trying to kick the ball at the ground. Minor score. So they moved to 2-5-17 to 1 straight goal 6.
Really got to nail your foot skills to try and get out of this defence. You've got to hit your targets.
That's not a bad one. In the end, that's Jack Rains. Chips the ball in board. That was Smith. Smith goes out a bit wider.
This is Hunter Hall, the high flyer.
Hunter Hall.
Sorry, Hayden Hall.
Hayden Hall. Crowley takes a good mark there. This play continues. Chips back.
And that's going to be Bank Smith intercepting once again.
Bank Smith looking for a teammate there. Couldn't find him. Intercept by the Gorillas. This is better. Chip to half forward. No one really forward of the contest here. So he's going to hold on to it. He's going to go along to the goal square. No one really at home for the Gorillas. That ball gets pushed over the boundary line. Boundary throw in left forward pocket.
That was a good play by Tyler Maloney, who was the young lad out of South Croydon via the Eastern Ranges. He's a really skillful player and a good pickup for the Gorillas. So that was good vision by him. Looking forward to watching him play today.
As play continues, that ball got kicked towards boundary line. Forgive us, ladies and gents, just had a couple of technical issues we're just trying to work out on the run here. So if the audio drops out every now and again, apologies for that. We're doing our best. This play continues. Ball gets thrown back in. Wolbers and Pearce once more. Wolbers playing in front. Pearce dives on the footy. Ball gets pushed out. Wolbers and Pearce still wrestling with it. Bank Smith is on top of that pack. Drives Pearce into the ground. Play on, says the umpire. No free kick. It's going to be a ball up.
Good work by Pearce, the big ruckman. He's got himself on the ground working hard.
As play continues here, good attack on the footy by Webb. He's just about best on ground at the moment, Webb. Baker got the handball out. Should have gone right. Instead he went left, and here's a chance for the Hornets. Stackelberg, one-on-one. Great defensive effort there by the Gorillas. Chips the ball out wide.
That was Osborne once again, Hunter Osborne.
Hunter Osborne's got the ball now.
No, back there.
Back there.
Number 8. He led out of defence.
Geez, that's a great defensive effort there by Osborne. He's definitely won the matchup against Stackelberg at this stage. Play on. Kick towards half forward. Baker playing in front. Couldn't take the mark. Still trying to get the hands on the footy. Play on, says the umpire. Pearce and Walbers come together again. Walbers drives his opponent into the ground. No free kick.
Of course, we spoke about it earlier, Kane. You called it earlier. Will Walbers playing his 100th game, and for Aspley, he's been a great servant of the footy club.
Walbers again on the tap out. Pearce ends up with it. Get out of the way, says Pearce. Play continues now. Numbers are with the Hornets. It's one thing I've noticed. When the ball hits a deck, the Hornets are really trying to outnumber their opponents around the contest, which generally means the Gorillas have that extra one away from the contest. Walbers again, trying to get rid of it. That's probably going to be holding the ball. Yes, it is.
Yeah, well done to the youngster in Marcus Ziff. He's just come onto the ground.
Well, he's looking like he's playing that bench second ruck role. Ziff. Players come together. Oh, ball gets over the back. Here's a chance at a goal. Oh, not the best of kicks, though. Misses everything. That ball might actually stay in. No.
Yeah, young Jack Thompson probably had a little bit more time than he realised just to kick that ball across his body and put through their second. Unfortunately, rushed it. Ball goes over the line and out of bounds.
Well, we played just under 6 minutes in the second quarter. 2-5-17 to 1 goal straight 6. Ball gets thrown in again. Walbers won the tap out. Aspley looking to clear. Couldn't quite win possession on that occasion. Go get the rear of the ball quickly. Good run down tackle there by the Hornets. The pressure's coming from the Gorillas. Good, great defensive effort. Ends up in the hands of Banks Smith. Comes back in board. Little chip kick finds a target. Needs to go out wide, which they do. They've got a little mini switch going on. Look at the extra number here. Hornets. Chips the ball in. Templeton ends up with it. Ran 40 metres to free up space. Finds a teammate in Henderson. Henderson just decides to roll on the right foot and go long, right to the goal line, touched on the last line.
Oh, Hunter Osborne won again. That was a fantastic build-up there by the Hornets. Again, we spoke about changing it, but they always had that overlap, that handball over the top, the kick into space. They had a really good look going inside forward 50, but unfortunately they couldn't capitalise. But a great fist by Hunter Osborne, having a great game in defence.
Hunter Osborne, I reckon, is just about saved probably 4 or 5 goals before half-time here. This league could have blown out if it wasn't for Osborne. So well done to him on the last line. Looking for a target there. Play on, said the umpire. I thought that was a mark. Kicks really to no one. They got the extra number in defence. And they're looking to switch on this broadcast side to Crowley. Crowley. Not a lot to go to. So he just decides to, well, I'm going to go backwards. Crowley's going to end up with the ball back here. No, decides to go a little bit wider, looking for Brown. Juggling mark, taken. Finds a teammate. That's Bentley. Bentley decides to go long. And guess who it is? That's Baker. Had his name written all over that for about a week. No one anywhere near him on that occasion. Decides to go out wide.
This is Rees.
It's probably true selling-off back. Decides to go back to Baker. Juggling mark. That's okay.
He's been busy, Baker, hasn't he, Kane?
Yeah, he hasn't had a ton of the footy, but his efforts have been really good in this first half. Typical captain's performance by him. Again, goes long. 1-on-1 contest all over the place. Bit of holding there by Crowley. Play on, said the umpire. I've liked the looks of Mateo. Again, another player. Hasn't had a lot of the ball, but has presented pretty well. Walbers playing to the front. Gets a free kick for over the shoulder.
Well, young Mateo, he finished in their top 10 in their best and fairest last year in their Colts. So another one of those youngsters coming through the ranks. I think
Walbers, 100-game milestone. Trusty right foot, kicks down the line. Players come together. First on to is a Hornet. Decides to go long to the goal square. 1-on-1. Oh, Stackelberg, too strong. Kicks the goal.
Well, that was a great clearance from stoppage there from Ethan Myers. He'd already kicked one earlier in the day, but his ability to get the ball down there quick to Stackelberg again, just his strength was able to do the work early, push him out of the way, take a nice mark and kick again. He's second for the afternoon.
No, that's 3 goals to the Hornets. 3-6-24, 9 shots to 1 in this first half. So a few danger sides just starting to creep into this Gorillas lineup. They've got to find an avenue to go at the moment.
Well, they're pushing up at the ground, and as we've seen, they've won a few opportunities to go clearances, but they haven't got the small forwards with the pace going inside forward 50, and they've just been able to chop it up. If they had a couple of mosquito fleets, away they would have gone. So hopefully they can get a bit more leg speed in that forward line, kick to some space, kick to some grass there, and hopefully they can run away and kick the ball.
Well, again, all that defensive effort by the Gorillas really accounts to nothing as Stackelberg kicked his second. Wolbers and Pearce come together again. Wolbers won the tap out. A little bit of a high shot there. Play on, said the umpire. And here come the Hornets again. Little chip handball over the top. Kicks to half forward. Players are going to come together here. Good effort there on that occasion by Baker. Found a Hornet though. Kick towards goal. Just gets pushed to the right-hand side. Minor score.
Yeah, big clearance there by Cody Stackelberg. Gets that ball quickly inside forward 50. And the roving and crumbing there by Joshy Chapman was fantastic. Of course, Chapman also reserves best and fairest last year.
So, a number of new players coming into both these lineups today. A few familiar names missing. This play continues here. Couldn't get quite the kick on it he would have liked on that occasion. Gorillas, little chip kick, that's a little bit better. This is Mann. Mann, right foot. Got a little bit of an overlap in the prime spot. Juggling attempt to mark, couldn't take it. Brown was there for the Hornets. Chip to Crowley. Crowley found a teammate. Kick back in board. Players come together. Should have gone for the ball instead of the man. Look at the players that got sucked into that contest by the Gorillas. Not the great of handballs looking for Bentley. Gorillas end up with it, and that chip kick's not going to go to anyone but a Hornet. Ends up in the hands of number 38. That's Lockie O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer to Bentley again. Bentley, not quite sure. A lot of this during the first half, ladies and gents. Kick long down the line. Pearce in the prime spot. Couldn't take the mark. Handball backwards. Dangerous there by the Gorillas. They're playing a very dangerous game at the moment. Baker's there. Looking for a teammate. But again, it was a 3-on-1 in favour of the Hornets.
Yeah, good work there by Justice Bentley. Just pushed back. Just got his fist in the right way. Didn't make a free kick. And causes another stoppage right in front of our Century commentary wing.
Thrown back in. Pearce got the tap down towards the boundary line again. But even that, when the ball hits the deck, it was again 3-on-1 in favour of the Hornets. Got to try and get some numbers around the footy to the Gorillas. Pearce again. Brilliant tap work. Bentley's had a good last couple of minutes. Couldn't win the occasion. Harker probably threw that ball. Play on, said the umpire. Good effort there by the Gorillas. Ball gets over the back. Brown playing that roving role. Chips the ball back in board. Here's a chance now for the home side. Not the best of kicks. Clears the handball. Go to attack the footy Gorillas. Chip the kick to half forward. Takes the mark. Could have been a free kick. Brown just held it up long enough. That's Misford. Had a very good year last year for the Gorillas. Kick to full forward. Here's a chance for the Gorillas. 1-on-1. Chips to the goal square. Crowley, though. Good effort.
Getting on top now.
Too strong. Easy in the end for Crowley on the last line. They had the outnumber hit there, the Gorillas, but Crowley stood up strong. Kicks out wide. Hugging the boundary line on that occasion. This is Daniel Henderson. He's had a pretty good first half. Chips up the line. Pearce playing to the front. Got a fist on the footy. Play on. Really got nowhere to go. This has been the story of the first half. That's a shocking kick. Looking for a teammate again. Instantly gets wrapped up. So that was Matea again. Really, other than Matea, he's really the only go-to target up forward, and unfortunately he's getting pushed up the ground by the Aspley defence. So he's really the last line at the moment for the Gorillas. They haven't really got too many more avenues for goal. This play continues here. Banks Smith just managed to get a handball out. Little chip kick, finds a target. Now they've got the run and carry going. Looking for Wolbers. Good chest mark by the big man. He's had a very good milestone game. Handball to Brown. Chip kick, easy as you like to Stackelberg.
Well, his work ethic today in young Brown has been fantastic, the vice-captain. And again, that was just a good work. He ran off the half-back there. Will Wob was happy to give him the footy and then lowered his eyes and hit the leading Hewson medalist in Stackelberg.
Arnold comes off the ground as well. Stackelberg line up for goal number 3. Kick 3 of the first 4 for the Hornets. Chips, is that on the line? Coming back, it's there. Stackelberg's got 3. Aspley have 4. And they've increased that lead, 4-7-31 to 1 straight kick 6.
Kane, we're probably seeing a lot of kicks today, just not quite hitting their target. Either team doesn't look quite as fresh as they want, but I suppose we've had so much rain, the ability to be able to get on the oval and train has been really limited. So I think skills aren't just quite there, but just seem to be missing by about 3 or 4 metres at different times, which really stands out in a game like today.
Most of the time when you've seen the Gorillas win possession of the footy, especially in the middle of the ground, they look up and there's actually no one there. So they're going backwards, they're going sideways. Just allows the Aspley defence to shut those plays down and then rebound when they win possession back. And that kick into Stackelberg was absolutely brilliant.
Well, that's when he looks most dangerous, when he's got space to lead into and they can kick it out in front, no one's going to stop him.
As good as Osborne's been on him in the first half.
Osborne relies on pressure from the midfielders there to give him some sort of chance.
Play on, said the umpire. Got a little... I think he got a little poke in the eye there, the Grange player. Rosenbrook. So he's trying to jog that one off. As the ball comes back, little attempt at a shove. Pearce goes bang.
Well done, the big fella.
On the foot. He's trying to lift his teammates here in this first half. Finds a teammate out wide on the boundary line. This is Smith. Archie Smith. Right foot. Plenty of players around this ball. Ball gets to the front. No clear winner. Oh, great effort there by the Hornets. Good tackle laid, though. Umpire said, give it to me. Oh, now it's going to be a free kick. And it's going to the Gorillas for over the shoulder. Not quite sure what happened there, but...
young Carter Simpson.
We'll work it out. That launch kick way too high. Easy for the defence of the Hornets. Ends up with it now. And this is the run and carry we've been talking about. Looks to go change the angles. Banks Smith. Oh, gets legged there. Play on, said the umpire. Advantage paid. Here come the Hornets again. Stackelberg. Oh, opponent got shoved off the footy. That's got to be a free kick. Yes, it is. Osborne got hip and shouldered off the ball, which allowed Stackelberg that extra couple of metres. Just managed that switch kick too.
They're out here on the wing here with Rains.
Kicked the first goal of the game. Hasn't done much since. Again, this up and under kick to half forward. Brown for the Hornets. Steps back inside. Oh, pressure came there by the Gorillas. Couldn't intercept the footy though. Wolbers at half back takes an easy chest mark. He's looking to go out wide. Now they've got him. Look at the numbers. Banks Smith, great user of the footy, decides to kick the ball up the line. Couldn't quite win position there, but still ends up in the hands of the home side for some reason. Baker seems like he's playing that sweeper role, that spare in defence.
Well, that was good work there by Baker. He cut off the lead there by getting in front.
Oh, look at the room here. Here's a chance for Henderson. Easy as you like, jogs in. That's goal number 5 to the home side. It's way too easy for the Hornets at the moment, Jack.
Well, again, they just keep spreading the ball, don't they? They just keep opening up the different angles. It gives them lots of different looks inside. as hard as they're working the defenders, they just keep spreading it, and then they're causing havoc going inside forward 50. They've got plenty of options and plenty of opportunities for shots on goal, but we go back to the middle, and of course TPIL Lawyers are our big sponsors this year for QAFL Premiership season, so we appreciate having them on board, Kane.
Yes, great to see a major sponsor for the QAFL this year. Probably take me half the year to get that one right as we go along. But it's all the home side at the moment. 5-7-37 and one straight 6. Just a touch under 20 minutes in the second quarter, getting towards half time. Ball gets bounced again. Wolbers. He's had a dominant day, the big fella. Launches the ball towards centre half forward. Juggling attempt to the mark. Play on, said the umpire. Must have been touched off the boot. Looking for Stackelberg. Couldn't get to the footy. Osborne's there as well. Looking to clear again, the Gorillas. This is what they've spent all their time doing, though, in this first half. Just defending. Defending for grim death, really. They're going out number here. That's okay on the outer side. Wilston Grange players got their arms in the air. This kid is not going to kick the ball 120 metres to get to you. Hate to tell you guys.
Well, big kick down the line. They made a contest. The ball goes out of bounds. So I think that's all they can do at this stage. Look, I think there's I know they're in a rebuilding phase. So they've got a lot of youngsters that have come up from the reserves. And the Colts team have played in the grand final last year. So I think they've got plenty to work with. It's just not quite gelling quite yet. As I said, they're probably looking for a big key forward, but they're making a contest of it.
I think the possession game would be well and truly in favour of the Hornets in this first half. They've got to try and find a way to slow that down. Speaking of slowing people down, Banks Smith's having a field day in this first half. Ball gets over the back. Again, the Hornets with the extra number. Chip towards Stackelberg. Too good. That was Templeton on that occasion, a half forward. Won the contest. And, geez, that kick inside 50 again. Yeah, if you're a full forward, you love that amount of space.
You're loving the space. And, again, if you can put it out in front of him, he'll do the rest.
Players come off now. Keep an eye on that, Jack, as Stackelberg looks to kick his fourth. Runs in. Straight. True. There's another one to the Hornets. And Stackelberg, well,
goal number 4 for him. Onto the side, come onto the ground was Cody Stackelberg, his brother. Justice Bentley comes on, and of course the hard-running Leighton Brown. So 3 good ins for this next passage of play.
Well, it's getting hot in the kitchen here at the moment. Bit humid conditions in this first half.
It's certainly hot in the box here, but I went out there before at quarter time. There's a bit of a breeze.
Oh, that's okay. I might do that half time. Go for a bit of a wander, I think.
But I think we're in the hot box in here.
I'm sweating bullets at the moment in here. So we've got Pearce and Mulvers in the ruck again. Pearce has had a better second quarter. He's trying to will his side to be able to do something going into half time. Give him some confidence going into the long break. Baker takes the footy well, but unfortunately just cleared it long enough to end up in the hands of Harker. Baker, second effort was good. Pardon me. Thrown up again, Pearce, clear and kick. Not quite sure where he was looking for on that one. Ball ends up in the hands of the Gorillas somehow. Here's a chance, 1-on-1, half forward. And again,
a quick around the grounds for you, Kane. The Battle of the Tigers, Noosa 70 leading Labrador 32 on the Gold Coast. Cooperoo 49 leading Broadbeach 24. Palm Beach 24 leading Mount Gravatt 6. And Redlands 33 leading Maroochydore 28. Surface and Sherwood locked a piece at 7-all.
Well, Cooperoo coming into back into the competition after a long absence. Playing very well against Broadbeach. Check side left foot, unfortunately, didn't bring it back enough. Minor score. So again, realistically, that's only their second shot on goal and a half of footy, ladies and gents. So they just got to look the ball in this area for the next couple of minutes going into half time. Can't just give them an easy out. Aspley, who'll be called to play on in a sec. There it is. Comes to the left forward pocket. Just decides to launch the ball long. Pearce versus Wolbers. Playing in front there is Zakaris. Don't just bomb the ball back in here. Give your teammate the best opportunity. Decides to bomb it long. Right on about 6 blokes' heads. That ball gets rolled over the line. Boundary throw in the left forward pocket.
They're making an effort up there, making a contest. So hopefully they get a shot on goal here for the Grillers.
Well, they need... Oh, siren goes. And again...
25 minutes.
25 minutes played.
So quarter to half time, Kane.
Half time here. Graham Road. As one of the men of the moments here, Wasley Bank Smith with a big smile on his face at half time. He's arguably been best on ground for the home side in that first half. Not quite sure what the confusion is. There's a lot of...
I think the quarter's going so quickly, 25 minutes. I think.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to round 2 QAFL action here, coming to you live from the Graham Road, home of the Aspley Hornets, and they're right on top after that first half. 6-7-43, leading Wilston Grange, 1-1-7. I'm Kane Browning, still joined here by the great man Jack Barry. And Jack, what did you think of that first half?
Yeah, well, I think we saw that Aspley had certainly got the ascendancy of that quarter. We spoke about it all quarter, the first 2 quarters, that their ability to change the ball. We saw that probably both coaches will be understanding that they haven't quite hit their targets enough. There's been plenty of turnovers today, and I think that's, as we spoke about in the commentary, that's probably a little bit to do with not being able to get on the ovals because of the rain we've had for the last month or so. But that will come in time. And we've certainly seen Aspley, the ability to be able to spread the ball across different avenues of the ground. They'll switch it out wide. They'll try and own the corridor. They'll run in numbers. We saw Brown off the half back there, just link his work and his linking. But what we did see that quarter was the ability to bring them up the ground. And when they got the turnover, they put speed on the ball, and they went inside their forward 50. And the ability to be able to kick the ball out in front of Stackelberg has got vice-like hands. And he certainly got on top of Hunter Osborne that quarter. So Hunter, I think, relies on forward midfield pressure, so they can't get that clear kick in there. And when no one can stop it. It's a bit like Dunstall on the lead.
They definitely had that bit of an arm wrestle going, the Gorillas, which really was working in their favour early parts of that first quarter. But once they got the ascendancy, Aspley, and we know how good of an outfit they've been for a number of years now, their ability to deliver the footy forward of the ball has been right on the money this afternoon. Stackelberg's really cashed in. And arguably, you'd definitely say Osborne's been their best on the last line, but Stackelberg's ended up with 4.
Yeah.
So it's all that, you're almost not quite sure who to give the points to in that first half. But
no, he certainly bounced back strong as and the champion player that he is, kicking those goals. But I thought Big Pearce has worked really hard for Wilston Grange today. The big ruckman, he's worked hard. And a lot of the other boys have Baker, the skipper, has worked hard in defence. Range has been in and out of the game.
Well, third quarter QAFL action here, coming to you live from Graham Road. And here we go. Pearce. Walberts didn't even bother going up for that contest. Wilston Grange has it here. Chipped that ball. Couldn't quite take the mark. Good juggling effort there. Ends up in the hands of Pearce somehow. He tried to take a rest off the footy. Play continues. Got dragged off the footy. Play on, says the umpire. And the Aspley Hornets coming out of trouble again. That ball's gone way too wide, so that's Alma's fault. So here's a chance for the Gorillas to go into attack early. Ball chipped in short. Didn't even go for the footy on that occasion. Wilston Grange still end up with it. Too many numbers there for the Hornet defence though. An easy mark taken in the end. That was number 19. That was Saunders. Saunders chips the ball out wide. That's Stackelberg. Cody on that occasion. Banks Smith breaks a couple of tackles, handballs it out. That kick really to no one. As the Gorillas looking to go back into attack. That chip kick down the line. Straight in the hands of the Hornet defence though. And again, they're they're trying anything at the moment, the Gorillas. As the Hornets again got the extra number and they're going to come out of trouble. Play continues. They're going backwards to go forwards here, the Hornets. Goes back to the last line. Good mark taken there by Crowley. And Crowley straight up the middle of the ground to Walbers. Walbers streaming through the middle of the ground. Chips the ball to Templeton. Templeton looking for Harker. Decide to let the ball bounce. Don't argue there by Cohen Harker. Harker to half forward. Oh, look at that. Juggling attempt to the mark. Play on, said the umpire. That kick towards goal. Who's there? Stackelberg. It's Osborne again. Great contest between those two this afternoon. And the Gorillas clear. Looking for the only goal kicker this afternoon. That was Rains. And that ball somehow stays in for the Gorillas. No real support there, though. Numbers are with the Hornets. Juggling attempt, trying to clear the footy. They kicked in centre half forward. They've got the extra number here. Pearce goes bang. Good handball out. Here's a chance now through Templeton. Templeton couldn't get the ball on boot. And the Gorillas clear the ball, but straight in the waiting arms of Arnold. Arnold to Truce and half forward. That kick inside taking 50, too easy on that occasion. And in the end, it's number 27. This is Bailey Roberts.
Well, good work by Henderson. He didn't blaze away. He lowered his eyes and kicked the ball out in front. And a good there mark to Bailey Roberts making his debut today.
Well, Roberts, he's done okay in patches when the ball's been near him. He's definitely lining up a goal. Probably 45 out. Take a pretty good kick. Great conditions here. Pretty humid, actually. Here's a chance for the young man on debut. Roberts, right foot, launches. It's going. Just off the line.
Templeton off for Aspley. He's had a magic start to this third term. Off at the 3.5 minute mark, but he's worked hard and up and down the ground already.
He's probably had the ball 3 or 4 times as well.
Yep.
He's running hot. This play continues. Gorillas coming out of trouble again. Again, this uncertainty. Where to go? Decides to kick on the heads of Pearce and Walberts. Didn't even get there. Here's a chance. Again, hack kick out. Look at the numbers around this ball. Arnold, easy chest mark. And here comes the run and carry. Look at the numbers. They've got 4. Chip towards goal. Long kick to the goal square. Easy chest mark. Play on. And there's a goal. Number 28. Who was that in the goal square?
That might have been Ray Hill.
Ray Hill.
Number 29. I think
29, yep.
The ball went deep inside. That was really good. He just held his player out without putting hands in the back, gave himself an opportunity to take a mark and then run into an open goal and kick his first for the afternoon.
Geez, the start of the third quarter, Wilson Grange just panicking when they got possession of the footy. Probably had a bit more time. Just getting the ball on boot, playing right into the Hornets' hands. And Arnold, who's had a couple of intercept marks and set up a couple of plays inside attacking 50 early in this third quarter.
Yep. Well, they're probably not quite where they want to be. And when you make 7 changes, it's hard to be able to just walk straight into synergy. But the patterns are there. The support's there. Things are just handballs to ground, just a missed target, a missed kick here and there. But you can see the Aspley game plan is going to stack up once they've got all their players back, or they've played more footy together, more importantly. Walters
and Pearce again. Pearce putting some defensive pressure on for a teammate to clear the footy. 1-on-1 contest at half forward. Players come together. He's been pretty good, this kid, but again, Crowley collars him. Ball gets pushed over the boundary line. Third quarter QAFL action. Sun is beaming down here at Graham Road. Walbers won the tap out on that occasion. Ends up in the hands of a Gorilla. Ends up in the hands of a Hornet. Looks to clear the ball, 1-on-1. Ball just gets chipped on the head. Good intercept mark there. Oh, good smother there by the Hornets, and now they're away. Chips the ball towards, looking for Stackelberg. Get it again by Osborne. He's been great for the Gorillas this afternoon. They could have been a free kick. Play on, said the umpire. Kick to half forward for the home side. 1-on-1. That ball gets held up. Ball up.
And that's the perfect thing we've been talking about. If the ball comes in with a bit of heat on it, Osborne's a big chance to try and win that footy back, and he'll run off on his opponent. So if there's a bit of dirty ball coming in, he's going to be great to clean it up. But if it's clear ball, it's hard to stop anyone. It's hard to stop anyone like that.
Good luck. Play continues here. Wilson Grange. That could be a high tackle. Yes, said the umpire. Even if they hold possession here just for a little bit, don't turn it over in a dangerous spot. Speaking of which, got the handball out somehow. Hornets on the attack again. Check side, right foot. That's over everyone's head though. That's going to be out on the full.
The young fella didn't take the, but was the only one who wanted the footy. He's done the right thing. He led up hard. He just couldn't take the mark, and then that caused the turnover. But he done the right thing in the young Carter Simpson. Just didn't take the mark.
This is Baker in the right back pocket. It's been one of the best for the Gorillas today. Good captain's performance. He's had to do a lot of defending though. That's the thing.
You've got Stevenson down the line if he wants him.
This is Rees. Rees Finds a teammate. I still like the way this guy's gone about this afternoon. Matea. Kick to half forward. No one can take the mark there on that occasion. Bit of a height advantage though. Clears the ball towards the boundary line. Out of bounds. And we know how well structured Aspley are as a unit. They've been arguably the best in the competition for the last 3 or 4 years. Doesn't matter who comes into the side, the structure holds up pretty well. Wolvers again playing in front. Got the ball on boot somehow. This is Bentley. Bentley playing across half back. Ends up in the hands of Henderson.
He's been busy, Henderson, this turn.
He's kicked a goal this afternoon as well to Templeton. Oh, look at the run and carry. Arnold, not the best of handballs though. Harker gets knocked to the ground off the ball. No free kick. Bit of frustration coming out for the Gorillas at the moment. Wolvers again playing in front. Again, the Gorillas look to clear, but they've got nowhere to go here, the Gorillas. Chips out wide. There's a lot of this one-on-one 50-50 contest stuff. And Aspley have been able to intercept at will. That's a better kick. Kicks to half forward. This is a little bit better ball movement by the Gorillas. Handballs it off. Here's an opportunity. Kick to the pocket. But again, kicking it on a teammate's head isn't the best option. And the ball gets cleared well and truly. Minor score.
It was an important win for Tyler Baloney in the defence there. He wins that footy out of that stoppage. They feed the ball back and then they get on the bike and get to the other side of the ground. So good work by young Tyler.
7-8-50 to 1-2-8. Here's a chance again. Harker. Chips to half forward. And again.
He's been great. Look, it's been a great battle.
Osborne comes in. He's definitely not. He's definitely got confidence when the ball's in dispute to run off the man and try and clear the ball for his side. He's been very good this afternoon. One to watch in 2025. Ball gets thrown back in. Wolvers playing in front. Brings the ball to the front. Henderson trying to win possession there. Templeton.
A quick around the grounds for the TPIR Lawyers QAFL Premiership season. We've got Labrador 47 trailing Noosa 101. Cooperoo 61 leading Broadbeach 32. Prime Beach 78 leading Mount Gravatt 28. Redlands 46 just in front of Maroochydore 35. And Surfers Paradise 69. Sherwood 28.
Well, Surfers have definitely put the foot on the accelerator since half time. This play continues here. Gorillas trying to break a tackle. Oh, they've got the out number here. Here's the young man who's had a pretty good afternoon. That ball's coming back beautifully. Rolling. It's there. Great effort there by Matea.
Oh, Cooper Matea loads up from... What a beautiful... He summed the situation up there, didn't he? He had a look. He had no one to go to. So he poised himself. He kicked to space. Right into the goal square and the ball did the rest. Great play, Cooper Matea.
And that's really reward for effort. He's been one of their best this afternoon so far. He's tried to make impact on the contest. He's won possession a number of times. He hasn't had a lot of room to move with that Aspley defence. Crowley playing a really good role on him. And in the end, that was just great reward for effort for the young man. Great goal.
And I think that's how they're going to get some of their goals. They're going to have space behind them because they're all pushing up the ground. So if they've got a couple of those speedy players that can play a little bit forward of the ball and then it comes to a running race, but essentially that's how they're going to get their goals, Kane.
Try and get a bit of Pagan's paddock going from the 90s.
That's what we're talking about.
The North Melbourne days, Dennis Pagan, Wayne Carey.
Put the Mosquito Fleet up there.
Mosquito Fleet.
Look out for Wolber's second effort here.
Wolbers goes up. Good effort by the young man though to at least stay in the contest. Unfortunately the Hornets clear though. Good kick there. Young man named Myers. Myers to half forward. That was Stackelberg to the goal square. Who's going to win this contest? Ball drifts over the back. Touched just. Minor score.
Could have looked like he could have nearly shepherded it through.
2-2-14 to 7-9-51. 12 and a half minutes played in this third quarter. They've had pretty short quarters here this afternoon. 23 in the first quarter. I believe it was about 25 in the second. And again, this confusion game by the Gorillas. That's really a nothing kick right to the boundary line. Touched over the line. So another boundary throw in.
Just well structurally set up, Aspley, so it's hard for them to be able to pinpoint that kick. They go along down the line, they just get numbers to the footy, haven't they, Kane? And they just kill the ball or mop it up.
You've said it a number of times, Jack, speed on the ball. Speed on the ball. This is what the Gorillas need. Ball drifts out of the contest there. Looking for a teammate with a handball, didn't hit him.
And Rosenbrock, he's tough and under. If he can get the ball out to like a young Tyler Baloney, he can then use his leg speed to get out of that and then hopefully get the ball forward.
Well, they need to get a move on here, the Gorillas, if they're going to get back into this contest. The Leeds, that last goal was good for them, but they need a few more. Trying to break through the tackle there. That was Templeton. Couldn't maintain possession, but it's a free kick going to the Hornets. Right on 50. And he looks pretty confident, the young man, and this is Lockie O'Dwyer.
Making his debut. He's come up from the Colts, Kane, so this will be, if he can kick this one, should be a big one.
Well, he's right on 50 here, arguably. Right foot. Right to the goal square. Juggling attempt at a mark. Play on, said the umpire. So that's going to be a ball up right in the goal square. Just remember, boys, you can't punch the ball over the goal line here. Oh, kick out of nowhere there. Baker on the last line decides to roll it through and decides to play on straight away, but he doesn't have a lot to go to.
Yeah. Well, the problem was he come out this commentary side, but a lot of players had their back to him. So he had to really pinpoint that kick, and too much on it. Touched over the line. Going to be thrown in, Kane.
There's about 4 blokes running to the same ounce of space too there for the Gorillas. Just got some unrewarded running, just free up space for a teammate to lead into.
Georgie Wood coming on for the Wilston Grange Gorillas.
Ball got thrown back in. Instant stoppage. Bentley's had a pretty good afternoon so far as well for the home side. The ball gets cleared by the Gorillas. But again, numbers to the contest in favour of the Hornets. Looking for Stackelberg. Stackelberg and Osborne. Osborne and Stackelberg. Stackelberg gets a kick on it. Clears the head of Baker. Rolling to the goal square. Who's there for the home side? Kick on goal. There's another one.
Was that Ray Hill again?
I think so. Number 29, Ray Hill.
Razor Ray Hill. I wonder if he gets called Razor. Oh. That's a good goal. But he's just kicked his second for the afternoon.
Got a player here limping off for the... that's O'Dwyer.
He just had that shot on goal.
Looks a bit ginger, but a well-earned rest as Arnold comes back on the ground for the Hornets.
Class player, Arnold. Missed a lot of footy last year, the skipper. Or the co-captain this year, but certainly skipper today. And he's just, again... been a bit of a general down play. Again, he brings a lot of other players into the game.
Those 2 premiership years, he was absolutely brilliant for the Hornets.
State player, class player.
As we've got Jack Raines coming back on the ground for the Gorillas as well, playing off a wing by the looks of it. So here we go again. Pearce on this occasion finally wins a clearance. Ball just an half forward, but again the defence through guys like Arnold. Arnold chips the ball out wide. Here's a bit of a foot race. Hornets are good on that occasion. Unfortunately, the kick wasn't. Ended up in the hands of Baker. Baker cross half back. Chips the ball. Found a teammate in between 3 Hornets. Rosenbrock decides to go out wide. That's okay. Bentley was closing in quickly.
It's Brady Rees.
Brady Rees. Unfortunately, kicks out on the full. As Banks Smith comes back on the ground for the Hornets. Chips the ball backwards. They're looking for a little mini switch here, the Hornets. And again, the amount of space they've had coming out of fence today. This is Arnold. Arnold looking to change the angle back in the middle of the ground. Henderson's there. Decided to go backwards again. They got two extra numbers out here to the Hornets. Kicks right down the middle of the ground. That's better. Handballs it off. Look at the amount of space here. Chip towards full forward. Good mark. Again, once they got the ball forward of centre, that was way too easy for the home side, Jack.
It looks like young Jake Howson. It was good. He asked for the ball over the back, which his young opponent went, and then he doubled back and went forward, and then just put the ball out in front. He took a nice mark. So good craft early in that contest. Gives him a chance to have a shot on goal.
Howson for his first goal of the afternoon. Comes in, left foot. It's home. First goal for him this afternoon.
So Coach Adrian Pilgrim and his support staff of Seen, Evans and Marsh, they're all experienced coaches. So, they're obviously building depth in their list. We said they've got 6 or 7 out today. So some game time into some of these youngsters today to play some senior footy and to know what senior footy is all about. And we see the likes of Bank Smith and Templeton, Brown, just their work ethic and ability to run hard in games. And they've been doing it all day. And that's what you need to be able to bring and be able to play your role in senior footy. So he's building a strong list.
No, good start. 1964, 50-point lead to 2-2-14. The home side right on top here in the third quarter. Pearce, he's tried so hard all day long. Rosenbrook again gets caught on the ball, says the umpire. Again, another tireless worker, but it's really accounted to not much this afternoon. Webb. Kicks the ball along. Oh, Walbers. How have you got there, mate? Chips the ball towards goal. 100-game milestone. Just offline. Minor score. That would have brought the house down, Jack.
Yep.
Walbers in his 100th. Great defensive effort again.
Oh.
Hang on.
Thought he might have reversed.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't reverse that one. He threw the ball directly at his opponent. That was Howson, the last goal kicker. Walbers couldn't get the contest on that occasion. Good tackle laid. Ball just drifting around here. The Hornets again. Good defensive effort there on the footy. And all the numbers for Wilston Grange are down the line here. Oh, Bank Smith, way too strong there, the former Grogan medalist. Kicks to half forward. That snap on goal, is it going to come back enough? No, it wasn't. That was Howson again.
Yeah, nice purchase. I think he's a left footer. So he had a good snap on his right. Got a good purchase on it, just couldn't quite spin it around.
He had a little bit more time, Howson, on that occasion, I think. Just got the ball on boot quickly. Here come Wilston Grange out of trouble again. They're trying to get out of trouble through hairball, but great defensive smother on that occasion. And again, that's Bailey Roberts again.
Yeah, Bailey, I think making his
debut.
Maybe so. Bailey.
We were talking about him before, having that shot on goal. Pearce gets the ball out of the contest. That ball gets cleared towards boundary line. Players come together. Dwyer looks like he's recovered from that little knock on the leg earlier in the quarter. Walbers and Pearce. Pearce works his way to the front. No one can get a hand on the footy though. Ball gets out of the contest somehow. Players dive on it. What's the umpire going to do here? Give it to me, boys. I'm going to throw that one up. Almost 23 minutes played in the third quarter. Holding the man free kick, and it's going to go to the milestone man in Walbers.
Getting on top now in the ruck is Will Walbers.
I reckon he's a little bit desperate for some petrol tickets, Pierce. He's been busting his backside off all afternoon.
Yeah, no, he's worked hard, Pierce.
Jordan Hayden. Crowley just coming back on the ground. This is Harker. Harker now. Goes back towards his left-hand side. Crowley, again, they've got this number out wide. Kicks the ball long. That was Saunders. Onto the top of players' heads. Players come together. Someone's been clipped high.
Yep. I think it was Joshy Chapman. Might have caught one high.
It was completely incidental.
Yeah, but he's paid it.
He's paid it, so another opportunity for the home side to get another major on the board going into three-quarter time.
Baker back on for the Gorillas, as is Ziff, young ruckman, and coming on for Aspley is Tommy Templeton.
Chapman. For another major on the board. That's all clear, straight to the goal umpire's hat. So, again, they've increased the lead.
That's their fourth for the quarter, Kane.
4 goals to 1 in this third quarter. 10-12-72 to 2-2-14. 24 and a half minutes played. And, yeah, if you coach Maloney, what do you do at three-quarter time, Jack?
Well, he's just looking for small wins. He's rebuilding a list. He's putting games into young players. He's just looking for small wins, win this contest, just try and maintain possession of the ball, follow Banks Smith. What can he teach you when you get to the ball? So he's in that sort of phase right now, just trying to make sure get game time into plays and try and find the small wins and get the process right.
Walbers won the tap out. Push the ball towards centre forward for the Hornets. Good run-down tackle there. Here come the home side. That little chip kick towards the boundary line. Looking for Stackelberg. They're pleading for A on the full, Wilston Grange. Boundary umpire was trying to track that ball. And she's decided, they decided to throw it in. I think that was the right call. So between half forward and the forward pocket for Aspley. Ball gets up. Snap on goal. That was from Hayden. Ball comes together. Players come together. That's on the footy, says the umpire. Good defensive effort again. Guess who it was? Osborne. Unfortunately. Now, they found a free kick.
I think he got him high.
Brown looking to clear that ball over the boundary line. Gave away the free kick. So, free kick to Wilson Grange. Every time they try to come out of trouble, they've been shut down, the Gorillas. Can they maintain possession here? Coming out from full back. That kick really again to a 50-50. Ball gets over the back. Play on, said the umpire. That handball didn't get to the target. Ball gets held up at half forward for Aspley.
Cooperoo leading. Cooperoo 61 is up around the grounds. Kane, Broadbeach 32.
This play continues here. Another stoppage.
Palm Beach 90 leading Mount Gravatt 28. Tight one. Maroochydore 48 now leading Redlands. Victoria Point 46.
Ooh, that's an interesting contest between those two.
Of course, all our games on the TPIL Lawyers QAFL YouTube station. You can check all our live games streamed this year.
This play continues here in the third quarter. We're pretty late into this third quarter, probably the longest quarter of the game so far. 27.5 minutes played.
Surfers Paradise 76 leading Sherwood 28.
Play continues. Aspley clearing the ball again. Chusonau forward. 2-on-1 in favour of the Gorillas. Good tackle laid there. Ball comes out somehow. Hornets with the ball again. Left foot snap on goal. It's drifting back. Who's there? Ball gets over the back. Minor score. So right now, it's 23 scoring shots to 4 in favour of the home side. That is an absolute avalanche. As Wilson Grange look to clear again. Ball gets cleared over the boundary line, boundary throwing. 28.5 minutes played, third quarter.
You know, every time Grange get possession, they're looking for a teammate, but they've got someone right on their hammer. So they just can't quite get that mark that they want down the line.
Just to release the pressure valve. That ball gets over the back, but again, playing in front is the Aspley defence. Crowley's had a brilliant day this afternoon. Good contest there. They've always got the out number when the ball hits the ground. That was Henderson. Kicks the half forward. Players come together. They've got the extra number here, Wilson Grange, through Baker. Chips ball back in board. Couldn't take the mark. Now they're on the rebound here, the Hornets. Chip kick. Really takes the mark in the end, about 35 out. And again.
Yeah, clever kick, wasn't it, Kane? He kicked it up over the top, just out in front. Had some space to lead into it and take a nice mark and get another shot on goal for the Hornets.
Well, getting very, very close to three-quarter time here. Almost 30 minutes played. Definitely the longest quarter of the game so far. Pretty humid conditions this afternoon. Comes in, left foot, high kick, long kick. It's home. Looks like the first goal of his...
Well, his first game, Bailey Roberts.
Bailey Roberts finally gets a goal on the board. First game, first goal, well done.
Comes up from the reserves, makes his debut today. As soon as he kicked it, he got a bit of cramp as well, but it never looked like missing. So well done to Bailey Roberts. You always remember your first goal.
Oh, do you? What? Problem is, Jack, I'm getting so old now I can't even remember my last goal, let alone my first one. It's Graham Road. Pretty beautiful. And again, conditions have been pretty good. Problem is just a bit of humidity. Been making it very tough for players as they suck down on those drink bottles.
But this the hard running of the midfield from Aspley has been really good to watch. You know, the ball will get, even when Grange have won the clearances, they've worked hard in defence. They work both ways. Wolvers
again, that hip and shoulder off the ball. Keep an eye on that Wilson Grange player. He hasn't moved too much. In the middle of the ground. Rosenbrock got held off the footy. Play on, said the umpire. Brown to Wolvers. Wolvers really, really getting on top now. Back to Brown. They got a 3-on-3 here. Oh, didn't really get ball on boot. Took an air swing. Play continues. Harker's around the mark. That's a throw, said the umpire. No, free kick. Going to Webb. He's been a bit quieter in the second half so far. But
Ryan Lewis was the player that went down, but he's up on his feet now, came back in the game.
Well, there's a blood rule.
Looks like it's Rees.
He's been okay for the Wilson Grange this afternoon.
Just got to tidy his kicking up a little bit. But he'll get there again.
This young man in Rains comes back on the ground.
Looks like a split webbing of his finger.
Oh, that's always fun. As Webb looks to launch this ball, decides to go back in the middle of the ground. And again, they've got two extra numbers out wider. Arnold decides to go to half forward. They've still got an extra number out there somehow. Chips the ball in short, too easy.
Well, we know that's what they've been looking to do. That's been part of their game plan all day. They want to have lots of different looks. They want to spread the defence of Grange, and they've been able to do it all day and then just lower their eyes. The thing I've been impressed with, they just haven't blazed away. They've got a champion full forward up there, but obviously he knows how he likes to get that ball, and that's out in a bit of space.
Stackelberg looking for goal number 5. Right on 3/4 time. Launches. That ball's out wide, and that's out on the full, and that's 3/4 time. Well, they increased the lead in that third quarter. They kicked 5 goals to 1, the Hornets. 11-13, 79 to 2-2, 14. They've really dominated this contest, arguably, since the first 5 minutes of the game, Jack, and going into 3/4 time.
When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims,
well,
choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers.
Graham Road, Aspley well on top. We'll be back for last quarter QAFL action after the break.
And welcome back, ladies and gents, to final quarter QAFL action here, coming to you live from Graham Road. My name's Kane Brown, still joined in the box by the great man Jack Barry. And Jack, third quarter was all Aspley once again.
Yeah, 5-goal quarter to the Hornets. Grange tried manfully to try and stem the flow, but again, just their ability to spread the ball, their work ethic. I'm really impressed with their work ethic. It's warm conditions today, but their midfielders of Templeton and Banks-Smith and Stackelberg, they're prepared to run both ways, work hard in defence, win the footy and then run it out. And again, people like Brown really attack from their defence. He'll also push forward, as we saw before, push forward and apply pressure. I've liked the work of Arnold. Just played a skipper's game. He's eased himself into the game, but he's been classy with his disposal today. Henderson and Daniel Henderson was busy that quarter. And for Grange, we're working hard. We said Baker's worked really hard for him. Rosenbrook was toiled hard. The big ruckman. Matthew Pearce has had a good battle, but certainly Walber's probably got on top that quarter.
Yeah, really found some open space Walbers did in his milestone game, the 100-game milestone for the big man. Just waiting for the final quarter to kick off here. Here we go. Pearce staying on the bench spot. Looks for Grange, a young man in the ruck against the big fella Walbers. Walbers trying to get another clearance. Not quite sure if that was what you'd call a handball. Play on to the umpire. Walbers is... Geez, the last thing you want to be doing is handballing to a big man's feet. Brown got the handball off. Needs a chance to go back into attack for Aspley. Looking for Stackelberg on that occasion. They kick towards boundary line. That's down the full.
But I've certainly loved the matchup of Hunter Osborne in defence and Stackelberg up forward. It's been a great game between those two boys. Both have had their moments.
Brown's been good for Hornets, the vice captain. Pearce straight back on the ground, looking to switch the ball once more to that outer side. As play continues, that little chip kick's okay. Changing the angles once more. This is Cody Stackelberg. Kicks the ball into the pocket. Stackelberg again. Osborne won that contest. Ball rolling around though. Who's going to be first onto it? That's Gorillas on that occasion. Kick to half back. That kick's been intercepted and launched back towards the pocket. And that's gone out of bounds. Is that on the full? I think it is. Yes, it is. So the Gorillas will be coming out of trouble again. Play continues. Got called to play on pretty quick there. Just launched the ball a million miles on the air. Good mark taken though.
Yeah, that's a great mark.
That's Chase Martin on that occasion. Long kick down the line. Who's there for the Gorillas? No one really. Brown rose it once more. Handballs backwards. Launches towards the half forward. Got to be player in front. Play on to the umpire though. That ball dribbled out to Harker. Harker coming back in board, trying to find a teammate. Good contest there by the Gorillas. Baker comes out from deep in defence, but that kick's going to land in the hands of Ryan Banks-Smith. Chips to the pocket, looking for Stackelberg. Too easy once more for the home side.
Beautifully weighted kick. Again, a switch across from one end of the ground to the other. And then that's how he likes it, just out in front. Beautifully weighted by Banks-Smith. And Stackelberg runs on and takes it an easy mark. Very, very hard to stop those.
Could be the best defender of all time. You're not going to stop that. Stackelberg. Still looking for his fifth. Comes in. Chips the footy. Comes back beautifully. There's number 5.
Oh, he's a lovely kick on goal. And he's going to love having more of Ryan Banks-Smith around if he's going to get delivery like that. Connor Stackelberg, the reigning Ray Houston medalist, he kicks his 5th for the afternoon. And it's Aspley Hornets 12-13-85, well ahead of Wilston Grange 2-2-14. What have we played, Kane? Just over 3 minutes into the last term.
Well, it's same old for the home side.
So Coach Maloney, he's just saying, look, just break it right down. What are the small little wins we can get? Can we try and win this quarter, gents? Just keep working hard. Just play the game out. He's been in this situation before. He built up a strong list when he took over six or odd years ago, and took him up to a prelim final, I think.
He played in a couple of prelim finals.
So he knows what it's all about. So we've just got to be patient with him. And there's been a few things to look at today.
Rosenbrook gets claimed. He's been one of those hard workers in there for the Gorillas this afternoon. Ball gets thrown out once more. Looks like he's lined up on Banksmith too, Rosenbrook, so that's a good contest to keep an eye on. Ball at half forward. Here's a chance for the Hornets. Go back into attack. Oh, look at that. Stackelberg. Probably dropped a mark he should have taken. Gets back on the right foot. Kick towards goal. Just off line to the left. Minor score.
Yep. Again, good lead by Stackelberg, but good pressure there by Hunter Osborne. Just got that fist in at the last second, but went to ground. That allowed Stackelberg a shot on goal.
Coming out of trouble again. The Gorillas. Ball gets over the back. Hornets. That's a crazy kick back towards the top of the goal square. Ball comes to the front. Snap on goal. They're just peppering the goals at the moment, the Hornets. Another minor score. 12-15. 87 to 2-2-14. Again, story of the tape. Gorillas coming out of trouble. Kick to half back. Oh, that had to be a free kick. No, said the umpire. This is Webb. Trying to get back on that trusty left foot. Runs back into trouble. The Gorillas. And again, the ball gets intercepted though. Good pressure there by Mateus.
Yeah, that's great work by the Gorillas. There were 3 or 4 players there just putting on that type of tackle pressure. Just haven't dropped the flag and just allowing to run on. They're trying to make a game of it still.
Ball gets out the back. Gorillas with the footy. Pearce has been pushed up forward by the looks of it. He's been pushed to centre half forward. Crowley won the contest easy on that occasion. They're looking to go back in board. All on his own is Cody Stackelberg. Looking out wide. This is Henderson.
The Hornets' ability to run the space and create play, as we see another short kick here, has been, it's really stood out today. Whereas when Wilston Grange has got the ball, they've had to kick to a contest. They just haven't worked hard enough to get into some space and run hard down the ground. So that's an area that Coach Maloney will be working on during the week. But geez, they've done it really well today, have the Hornets.
Well, this is Myers. Kicks, right foot, just drifting to the right. Another minor score. They move to 12-16, 88. 74-point leaders. Gorillas. Kick down the line. That's a push in the back, said the umpire. Look how the Aspley defence is just covering space. Not a lot to go to. Walbert's playing in front. Players come together. Crowley ends up with it. Pearce lays a good tackle.
That's the tackle. You've got to be careful. I'm just going to need to hold him up. Don't need to take him to ground.
I think Pearce is a bit frustrated this afternoon. He almost planted him like a tree on that occasion. Oh, good tackle there. Dropped the footy cold. Play on, said the umpire. Look at the attack on the footy. Ball drifting. Arnold attacks the ball. Throw, said the umpire.
So here's a chance now. They can move that ball quickly. They haven't got a lot in front of them. Just need to be working hard into space. In the meantime, Aspley are getting numbers back there.
This is Simpson. Simpson. Shocking kick. Ball comes to the front. And again, look at the amount of numbers here for the Hornets. Bank Smith, cross half back. Finds a teammate out wide. Comes back in forward. And again, changing the angles. They've got numbers everywhere. Handball over the top. Handballs to himself even. Gets back on the right foot. Snap on goal. Misses the lot. And the full. Great build up. Not the best of finishes. Gorillas coming out of trouble again. Looking for Rosenbrook. Drops the mark. He definitely should have taken. Got the handball out somehow. Got spun 360 degrees. Play on. Ball gets over the back. Now what can they do here? Crowley playing in front of Pearce. Just watch the ball roll over the boundary line.
You were seeing when the game's been played, Kane, everyone's past centre half forward.
Yep.
So, and you've got the big fella Pearce as the fastest bloke left inside forward 50. And I think I would assume that Mitch Crawley's got him covered with pace.
He might be okay in the air, Pearce.
That's right.
But when that ball hits the ground, good luck. Ball gets thrown back in. Who's going to win this contest? Favour of the Hornets. Gets shoved over the boundary line. Another boundary throw in.
There was good roving there by Semi Pettigrew.
He had a pretty good last season for the Gorillas. Pettigrew did. One of their best. Ball gets thrown back in. Wolbers again playing in front. Ball drifts to the front. Little chip kick inside attacking 50. Here's a chance for the Gorillas. Oh, dropped that possession. Looking for Pearce. Ball gets over the back and they've got the outnumber in Bentley. He's going to run off. Kick down the line. Ball gets over the back, but again they've got the outnumber here, the Hornets. They've got plenty of numbers. Look at Bentley. Unfortunately, couldn't get to that ball. Ball rolls over the boundary line right in front of us here on this broadcast side.
Just the hard work then to Cody Stacker, but it didn't quite work out. But geez, he ran really hard into space, and I think that's the difference we're seeing today. Just the ability of some of these midfielders just to really do that hard gut-busting run.
Ball comes down to ground again. Who's here for the Gorillas? But again, bit of confusion. Harker lays a good tackle. Play continues. Harker's still there for the Hornets. Look at the numbers around this ball. Ball up. Wolbers playing in front. Got the tap out to Banks Smith. Banks Smith, that little bit of a hack kick inside, attacking 50. No one can win clean possession. Baker lays a good tackle. Ball up. About 40 out from the Hornets' goal. Almost tapped to do himself, the ruckman on that occasion. Ball gets out wide. Again, they've got the outnumber. Not quite sure what to do with it. Baker, great tackle there.
Corley said he legged him.
He legged him. Okay. Almost 12 minutes played in this last quarter. 12-16, 88 to 2-2-14. What can they get out of this last quarter, the Gorillas? Mateus down the ground, looking to give an option. Arnold playing on him. Decide to go backwards. Baker.
This is young Hayden Hall. He's going to take the mark of the year at some stage in his career.
Hayden Hall. Crowley again defending well for the Hornets. Just taps that over the boundary line.
Rosenbrock back onto the ground for the Gorillas.
Ball gets thrown back in. Pearce playing in front. He's been one of the best this afternoon, unfortunately. Hasn't had too many teammates with him.
They got territory there, but a nice little handball out, just holding his width was young Hayden Hall. A handball across there from Rosenbrook would have given him an opportunity to go deeper inside forward 50.
Got some cramp here on the footy where this ball's going to be thrown in. Very hot and humid conditions this afternoon. Ball gets thrown back in. What was Rosenbrook doing in the ruck on that occasion? Walber's down the line. Pearce looking to shut him down. Got the handball out somehow. Pushed over the line, boundary throw in. Towards the back end of the game, Jack, just keep an eye on your best players, your 3-2-1. I think there'll be plenty of Hornets on that list this afternoon. Oh, Pearce hits the pack hard. Trying to get the ball out. Again, not all the teammates going with him though. Aspley got the numbers around this footy. Here's a chance of Cody Stackelberg.
Pearce coming off with maybe a shoulder injury. Geez, he's toiled hard, the big fella, hasn't he?
Has he? What? Here's Banks Smith once again. Kicks to half forward. Looking for a teammate. That is Ethan Myers. Ethan Myers to the top of the goal square. Can someone take a mark? Best contest all day, arguably. Stackelberg and Osborne. Gets cleared over the boundary line. Well, we played 15 minutes into this last quarter. Still a 74-point margin. Gorillas coming out of trouble again. Win possession of the footy. Decide to double back. Dangerous kick to Baker. Now, what has Baker got when he looks up? Not a lot. So he just kicks to open space. Crowley's first there for the Hornets. Just taps the ball over the boundary line. Boundary throw in.
Yeah, again, another player that's toiled hard in Caleb Baker today, just trying to get his team going forward.
Ball gets thrown back in right in front of us here. Walbers, that clears both ruckmen. Ducks his head, play on, said the umpire. Ball up. Walbers again, he'll be celebrating after this game in his 100th. Oh, great, step back inside. Bentley's there for the Hornets, couldn't win possession. He might end up with a Bentley. Ball gets pushed towards the boundary line. Good effort there by the Grange defence, though. Crowley's there. Walbers is there for the Hornets. Pushes the ball out to Arnold. Arnold in board. They got the extra number once more. Just got to win possession of the footy. They could be out. Handballs are back inside. That ball's ended up in the hands of Templeton. Templeton to the pocket and Stackelberg too good on that occasion.
Well, good work there by Hayden Hall. We mentioned him a couple of times late in this quarter, but he just his pressure. But in the end, it was a nice kick inside forward 50. The ability of the Aspley boys to be able to hold width and then share that ball around, that gave a nice kick inside and a beautiful mark to the champion in Connor Stackelberg.
He's lining up for goal number 6. Comes in now. Just pushed to the right. Another minor score. He's had a number of shots on goal this afternoon. He could have ended up with 8 or 9 this afternoon. As Wilson Grange through Baker's coming out of trouble from full back. Baker kicks long. Oh, look at the numbers here for the Hornets. Way too easy. Once that ball got turned over, and sets up another shot on goal, Jack.
Again, they haven't blazed all day, have they? They've actually lowered their eyes. They've tried to find the player in the best position, or they've kicked to certain parts of the ground where the players run onto and take a mark. So it's been, that part of the game's been fantastic.
Not quite sure who's kicking for goal here, so we'll keep an eye on that. Comes in now, right foot. It's high. It's long. Right to the goal line. Play on. Who's winning position here? The Gorillas have. They'll shoot kick out wide again. Instant turnover. But great effort there. The player out there, good effort. Webb wraps him up, pushes him over the boundary line. No, it's going to be a ball up.
Quick round the grounds. Noosa 101, Labrador 47.
Pardon me.
Another ball up, so we'll have a look at Cooperoo 93, well on top of Broadbeach 50, so it looks like the Kings will win their first game for the year. Palm Beach 134, 100 points ahead of Mount Gravatt 34 Cane.
Ooh. Palm Beach is well on top in that contest as play continues here. Here come the Hornets trying to put that last nail in the coffin. Kick off the ground, it's there.
So a great goal to the Hornets. It's just all falling their way. They kept the ball, kept the opportunity alive, didn't they? It presented itself a quick soccer off the ground and through for the 13th goal of the afternoon. We checked the other goals around, other scores around the grounds, Kane. We've got Maroochydore looking for their second win of the season, 63, leading Redlands Victoria Point 55. Surfers Paradise well on top of Sherwood down on the Gold Coast. Surfers Paradise 113, leading Sherwood 35. And of course here we've got Aspley 12, 17, 89, well on top of Wilston Grange 2, 2, 14. And that's thanks to TPIL lawyers on our QAFL live stream action on YouTube.
Well, getting towards the back end of this game, what's that? We've played, what is it, 19, almost 20 minutes in the last quarter. Plenty of players out on their feet by the end of this game. I think there's at least one commentator might be out on his feet as well by the end of this.
You've done a great job, Kane.
As play continues. A little bit crook last week, so I'm trying my best here, ladies and gents. As the Gorillas win possession back, can they get another goal on the board? They've only kicked 2 this afternoon. Kick towards half forward, playing in front with Mateus. Arguably one of their best this afternoon. Looking to intercept Arnold though. This is Brown, and again, they've got that outnumber wide. Walbers, the milestone man, the big fella. Handballs it off to Harker, takes a bounce. 55 now, kicks the full forward. Couldn't take the mark on that occasion with Stackelberg against Osborne.
Jordan Hayden was the last goal kicker there, Kane, off the soccer off the ground.
Well done to him. As time's ticking down to the back end of this game. Baker finds himself in the ruck for some reason. Handball out. There's another kick on goal. Is it there? Yes, it is.
We'll have to check. That might have been Ethan Mize who kicked the opening goal. Hard to pick up way down that pocket area. But more importantly, 14, 17, 101 now, leading Wilson Grange 2-2-14. So it's been a big win after a loss last week to the uniform Maroochydore, who look like they'll go back-to-back, Kane.
Well done to Maroochydore, arguably being on top of the ladder. The end of round 2. Good start to 2025 for them. (14-17), 101 to 2-2-14. Considering Wilson Grange kicked the first goal of the game, they've only kicked 1 goal since.
That was Templeton who kicked that goal.
Templeton. Another good performance by him this afternoon. As play continues here, Wilson Grange trying desperately towards the back end of this game. Good mark taken by the young man. That's Chase Marn.
Bailey Roberts was the goal, yep.
Chase Marn. Trying to kick their third of the afternoon. Right on 50. Kicks to the goal square, playing in front. That's Jake Howson down there. Finds Bank Smith. Decides to go backwards. Little mini switch across the ground. Found a teammate out there. Brown ends up with it. Lane Brown takes a bounce. Oh, look out. That was a bit of a hospital handball. Here's a chance for the Gorillas. Kick to Mateus. It's an half forward. Wins possession now. Little hack kick out wide. Not the best of kicks. Bit of the story of the day for the Gorillas. It all comes undone. And the Hornets clear once more. They got numbers everywhere, the Hornets. Cody Stackelberg holds the ball up now. Kicked a full forward, all on his own. Is his brother Connor.
Well, they would have done that in the backyard many a time. Just was able to, again, just put it, had some space to lead into, didn't need a lot of space. Beautifully weighted. And then, of course, Connor just ran onto it to line up for his 6th for the afternoon. And Aspley's 15th.
Oh, very good performance in the end. He kicked 6 goals here, Stackelberg. And it's home. Goal number 6 to him.
So, Kane, we have a look at the goal kickers today. We've got Stackelberg now with 6, then 1 each to Templeton, Henderson, Hayden and Housen, also to Bailey Roberts, 2 to Ray Hill, and also 1 to Josh Chapman. That's the 15 goals so far that we've got. And of course, for Wilston Grange, their goal kickers today have been Matea, that beautiful goal on the run, and of course the opening goal of the day from the vice captain there, Jack Rains.
Well, that was arguably in the first 30 seconds of the game, that goal from Rains.
The Bradman windows and doors have had a great umpiring day today.
Umpires have been very good. Good mark there. Taking on the young man in Carter Simpson. Crowley's just about been best on ground in the second half, I reckon. Tried to clear that ball. Pettigrew chips the ball. Found a teammate. I'm surprised that actually went to 10. And ends up in the hands of Misford, who's been very quiet by his standards this afternoon. Very, very good year last year. The Gorillas. Misford for his first goal of the day. Kicks the ball long. It's home. Misford with his first. Wilson Grange with their third. 3-2-20 to 15-17-107. Can't quite see that clock.
We played, coming to the 26 and a half minute mark of the last term. In the TPIL Lawyers QAFL Premiership season, Kane.
Longest, very long quarter. This final quarter. Time drifting down. Probably not a lot of time left in this game.
Maybe two or 3 minutes. Potentially.
Ball gets thrown back up. Crowley and Pearce once more. Ball drifts out. Here's a chance. Can they get back-to-back goals for the first time this afternoon? Mateus. Good jungling chest mark there.
Played well today. He's worked hard, hasn't he?
Has he what? Kick to about 20 out. All the numbers with the Hornets, though. Ball comes to the front. Ball ends up with a Gorilla player. Unfortunately, snap on goal.
Well, it's young Sam Pettigrew. He won the ball out of the middle earlier in that passage of play and then had another shot on goal. So you spoke about him earlier, Kane, having a great season last year. So he's just trying to pick up his form again, carried into this season.
If you had to pick your 3 best players right now, Jack, who would they be, just quickly?
Well, Templeton to me's had a great game. He's worked really hard. I've liked his game. I've liked Brown's game off a half-back. He really sets it up. You know, he keeps them attacking. Of course, this man here.
I'm going to interrupt here. Bank Smith. That ball's gone end-to-end. Rain into an open goal. And misses.
And that's why I'm going to give him the 1 vote. He nails it. I might have given him 2. But those 3 boys, to me, have played probably 4 quarters of footy. Look, we've spoken about Stackelberg's had a good game. Henderson's come in and out of the game. He's been quite good. Will Wildwas has played an admirable 100th game. I've liked the look of him. But again, it's been a pretty good team effort. You spoke about defence. You know, Mitch Crawley was done really well, as has Justice Bentley. I think those boys in defence have done pretty well if the ball's been down that way.
Play continues. Just about agree with you on those best players, Jack, as here come Wilston Grange. Got nothing in front of him, though, so he just launches the ball into space.
Now look at the work ethic by Henderson. Look at him go.
Bit of a foot race. Henderson might win the contest. Ball ends up with the Gorillas, though. Snap on goal. It's there.
Hayden Hall. He nearly took the Holden mark of the day. Or, sorry, Toyota mark of the day. Holden's no longer around. The Toyota mark of the day. But I've really enjoyed his last quarter. You know, I liked his efforts, his second and third tackle effort. He didn't quite nail him in the end, and the kick went inside forward 50 and they marked it. But his ability to work out and play out this quarter has been really, really good. He looked like he was going to get run down there, but he kept his feet. He won the footy, and then he made the most of it. Good goal to Hayden Hall.
Well, that's a fourth goal, 4-3-27 to 15-18-108. They might have won the quarter here, Jack, goal-wise, maybe?
No.
No?
No, I think they had 11 goals, 11-13, 79 at three-quarter time, so they've kicked 4 goals to 2.
Well, they've got a lot closer in this last quarter, the Gorillas, so it's Pearce again. Won the tap out. Roserbrook tried to win the clearance, but ends up in the hands of Bank Smith again. Looking for Connor Stackelberg. He's going to end up with it here. Trying to get back on that trusty left foot. Handballs it off to a teammate. Wasn't ready. Snap on goal. Offline. Another minor score. 15-19-109 to 4-3-27. Ticked on just about 30 minutes played. Just over. Siren imminent, I'd say. Next 30 seconds to a minute away. All comes together. Umpire's going to pay on the ball here. I think he got a little clip to the face there. Who was it? Number 11, Ethan Myers. But umpire got blindsided, so paid on the ball against him. Look at the players around this footy. I reckon a lot of these players are just dying for this siren to go. Get in front of the hot, cold fan somewhere. Get a cold drink.
With all the delays, Kane, footy's back, and it's been a big game today.
Been massive result for the Aspley Hornets.
They're back in their season, back on track.
First win on the board. Harker was the bottom of the pack. Walbers tried to clear the ball. Gorillas trying to clear it on that occasion.
Done well, Josh Chapman. Also, he's just he's toiled hard again. He's tackled hard. I think he won the reserves best and fairest last year, so he's getting a good look at it today.
Walbers just pushed the opponent off. He'll be celebrating into the night. Again, the milestone man. Bentley's there for the Hornets. Tried to pick the ball up, got pushed off it. On the ball, says the umpire. Free kick to the Hornets. To Arnold. Brown. To Crawley. And again, this sort of switch they've been able to do numerous times this afternoon. Mateus with the smother. Lay the tackle, son. Great effort there. Misfit intercepts. Kicks to the goal square. Got to take the mark. Brings the ball to ground. They've still got a chance here. The Gorillas snap on goal. It's going. And hits the post.
Carter Simpson had a nice little shot there. Unfortunately, hit the post for him.
And Mateus is pulled up very sore.
Yep.
Probably cramp, I'd say, hopefully.
Umpires stopping the game for cramp these days.
Best passage of play by the Gorillas all day, that one.
That was good work. And these are the little wins that the coach Brett Maloney will be looking for. You know, these are some of the feedback he can show them. It won't all be negative. What do they do? And they did really well. So they're the things he's building with.
Well, Mateus just hasn't stopped trying, has he?
A lot of the times they've got to the right spots, but they've dropped the mark, and they just haven't been confident in themselves, or their bodies have just been that little bit against some of the senior men. They've been pushed out of the way. So, but again, that'll come with time. They get to play a style and they sharpen up their skills. You know, they'll keep on improving week in, week out. And I think that club understands where they're at and where they're trying to get to.
And again, very hot and humid day this afternoon. Clock's still running.
I don't know this rule of when someone comes off with cramp. That maybe it was a blood rule, was it?
No. I think the umpire is just, I think sort of giving him the benefit of the doubt in these late stages of this game. Ball's going to be kicked out wide to Webb. Webb back in board. Finds a teammate.
And Webb started off really, really well. And he played a serviceable game, but again, him just getting used to the humidity to play in after coming from Tasmania. But I'm sure he's once he gets used to that, he's going to be a serious player.
Welcome to the sweatbox. We're talking comparisons between Tassie and here. As play continues. There's the siren. It's all over here. Graham Road. Snap on goal won't count. Well, Aspley Hornets well and truly in front at the end of the day here. 15-19, 109 to 4-4-28. And Jack, just quickly, just go through your goal kickers.
Yeah, Connor Stackelberg had a great day, 6 goals. He had a fantastic battle with Hunter Osborne, but at the end of the day, he's finished with 6. I'll be very happy with that. 2 to Ray Hill, and then 1 each to Tommy Templeton, Daniel Henderson, Jordan Hayden, Jake Housen, Ethan Myers, Bailey Roberts, and Josh Chapman. And for Wilston Grange, Cooper Mateus kicked 2, and he's had a really good serviceable game. Jack Ranger kicked the opening goal of the afternoon. He's got 1. And then Hayden Hall, who kicked that great goal late in the game, kicks his first. So at the end of the day, I think, Kane, Coach Adrian Pilgrim for Aspley, he'll be happy that they probably delivered on their behaviours and trademarks with the way they wanted to play. They want to tighten up some of their skills and their foot skills around the ground, but I think he'll be pretty happy with getting their first win of the for the season.
No, you're definitely right there, Jack, and I think that's where we're going to leave it this afternoon, ladies and gents, from Graham Road. It's been a very hot and humid afternoon. Aspley well on top for the majority of the game. Run out. Jeez, what's that margin?
71 points, is it?
81 point winners in the end to the Hornets. Thank you very much for your contribution this afternoon, Jack. Great effort on your behalf this afternoon. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, Kane. I know you've got out of your sick bag to be up coming here, so I appreciate you getting up here. Hope you can be back at health and looking forward to you calling again next week.
Well, we'll see how we go. Round 3 QAFL action coming to you live next week. My name's Kane Brown. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again for more QAFL action next week. Have a good afternoon.